Hello gamers, Matt Lemke with Through Gamer Goggles here with Hyacinth Games at Gen Con 2012, and we're going to talk a little bit about Rec Age and where they're going with it. They just started a Kickstarter today, and it's already at, what, $1,500?
Thereabouts.
Yeah, thereabouts, and you'll be able to see that on the blog here before this is done, actually. So why don't you tell us a little bit about Rec Age? Either of you. Actually, let me back up. We have Matt Sears and Anton. Anton,
Yes,
that's one.
right. Thank you.
He's not French.
You have to do a French accent for the duration.
It's all good.
I can't pull that off.
Tell us about what's happening in year zero in France for us. I mean, you want me to? Okay.
Yeah, just go ahead. Kick off a little bit.
So, Rec Age is set a couple hundred years in the future. It's a near future game, technically by sci-fi standards. It is a post-collapse game. In it, there was an exodus from the Earth due to a pollution event, and a lot of people were left behind. And after that, so now we have, after that dark period, we have a resurgence where everyone is now fighting for different packets of control and building communities and basically beginning to survive and rebuild society. Yeah, that's the gist. That's the shortest I've ever done that.
That's good.
So,
that was nice.
I'm going to do it shorter. Hold on. Watch this.
but he's going to have to edit it.
It's got editing skill. So anyways, take Blade Runner and put it in the Old West. Totally different.
Anyway, back to the game.
Anyways.
How about the core mechanics for... Well, let's start with the skirmish line.
Okay. Skirmish line, what do you mean?
For the minis, the tabletop.
Okay. We have 4 box sets that we're looking to get done through this Kickstarter. The factions are the Stitchmen, the Stakers, the High Plains Drifters, and the Reclaimers. There are probably going to be about 6 to 8 models per box set. We're looking at probably a $60 price point on the box sets, and they're going to be $50 through Kickstarter, $60 shipped overseas. Skirmish level, that'll give you everything you need to play one box set, and then someone else having another box set. Average games are anywhere from, the size will be anywhere from like 2 models on the table to like 10 models on the table, depending on what kind of game you want to play. So there'll be linked scenarios where you start with like a smaller scenario, chains into a larger one, chains into a larger one, and then there's campaign play, and then there's obviously the RPG aspect as well. So in terms of the gameplay itself, it's all a D6 system. Operates on stacking dice. So if you have your attribute, you'll roll those dice, and then if you have a skill on top of it, you'll roll those dice with different target numbers. So your attribute skills might be a 6+ target number, and your skill dice might be a 4+ target number. So your skill dice would be easier to achieve, and you roll them all at the same time.
Oh.
You look confused.
Okay. I was... That makes sense.
Before this whole thing, I meant to send you a summary, but
Yeah.
I'll get it to you on Monday.
But it's a real easy system. We've designed the system so you can learn it in like 10-15 minutes, and everything is built on that basic core mechanic. Everything, your attributes are the amount of dice that you roll. So your shooting skill, if your shooting skill is 3, you roll 3 dice against the target number. The target number will be based on how far you are away from the target. Close range will be 4+, long range 5+, extreme range will be 7+.
So range bands.
Yeah, exactly.
There's on our at rec-age.net we've got a forum there, and one of the sticky posts is the quick start rules. I think they've changed a little bit since then because they're play testing. It's pretty much done, but
we'll have something up. We've got a scenario that we're going to be putting up on drive-thru pretty soon called the Uprisen, and that's his big project. So.
RPG module.
Yeah, RPG, and there's going to be some scenarios in that too.
Yeah, on
actually.
Yeah. On Drive-Thru RPG, we have a free one, which it's a little outdated, but it's called the Omen. You can find that's a free RPG module we did. I mean, that was in April.
I think so.
Yeah,
that was the first thing we did.
We've been working on rules diligently since then. Now we're about to kick out another one, which is more of a setting with the Uprisen. I'd only go into detail if you want me to.
No.
You can check it out.
We could move into the RPG a little bit. It's really kind of new and unique to me to see a miniatures game and an RPG in the same system. I mean, D&D did it, but that's not really the same as what we're talking about.
Yeah,
we're talking about a real skirmish game.
Right.
and a real D&D is a real RPG. I didn't mean that like that.
Someone's going to get in trouble.
No, I've already done with your interview.
So you mean not a hybrid and like two separate, almost separate entities?
So they actually, the combat system for the RPG game is
essentially the exact same thing.
And that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so once you learn it, you could do whatever you want, and you could also kind of take the hybrid and do campaign plays. So if you want to do like a map-based campaign where you stick pins in the walls and say, we're going to take over this territory and things like that, you can also play that within the system as well.
Yeah, both of them are very community-based. In Rec Age, because it is people banding together after this large pollution event,
and there are times where people are individuals too. Sure. And you could go out in a small party, or even just have one person do it and things like that. But for the most part, it is going to be very much community.
Yeah, you're trying to build up your community rather.
That's the main
you still
focus.
have statistics for yourself, but that you're more focused on getting your community to a viable survival.
Your community also has statistics on top of your individual character having statistics. So your community will trade. They will trade. Basically, we came up with kind of a generic currency called resource units, and the resource units are used to build, and train and trade and buy things, and they come into play in the different scenarios. So
okay.
That's
interesting.
They also make it so when your community gets better, say your character dies off,
you can restart. Yeah.
You can restart at a higher level because of where your community is.
So you're kind of role-playing the whole community.
Yes. Yeah. That's a big aspect of it.
That's interesting. That's actually really different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we really like that concept from the get-go. We've been working on that.
Different good or different?
He's not sure yet. He's figuring it out.
I'm honestly not sure because most people role-play to become that particular character.
Exactly.
They don't role play to become a whole party,
right.
Which by being the community, you kind of kind of are and aren't.
Right.
It's a different narrative structure.
It's right, and we're allowing people. What we're trying to do is give people the framework. Like, if you want to play a standard party-based RPG, or a standard, just tabletop skirmish game where you're just shooting at each other across the board, you can do that. But we're trying to add a lot more depth to it, where you can really weave a story around the game. And we're just giving you the setting and the tools to do that. I mean, ideally, we're hopefully giving you really good tools to do that. So, I mean, if you want to take this community and build it up, and your characters die, you don't have to go and, whatever, you don't have to really fret about it because you can just create new characters that are basically the same thing.
Yeah, it's like a conglomerate
and
of...
then you can rewrite the character. You can, if you want to, whatever. You can do it however you want to do it.
It's kind of like a conglomerate of might and magic, role-playing.
Right, exactly. Yeah, we're kind of taking almost like a real-time strategy game element and bringing it into the role-playing game world. So, I mean, I don't think that's been done, that I'm aware of. So.
Not that I'm aware of either.
Maybe, who knows?
Could be. We're putting as much depth into it as three very shallow people can do.
Yeah, pretty much.
We're pooling our shallow waters and trying to make some depth.
In other words, they've slit their throats and gotten in the tub together.
Yeah.
Now it's deep.
Pretty much.
Golly gee. The minis are on their site to look at.
Yeah.
There's a good bit of concept art up there.
Yeah, we've got a lot more. We're holding a lot back because we don't want people to see everything and then get the book and be like, oh, I've seen this. And
a lot of the minis are already available.
Oh yeah. We've got 13? Right? No, we've got 13. I think. 13.
We got 14? It's 14, but 2 of them are limited.
Oh, okay,
we're going to have 25 in the next couple of weeks. Okay.
Yeah. So.
And the book that you're working on is due out later this year.
I would say January of 2013.
There's a lot in the can, but
there's a lot to do still. I mean, we're getting it done as fast as we can, but we don't want to release something that we're not ultimately 100% proud of. And that's the most important thing. I'd rather have people be pissed at us that it's a little late than have somebody get it and not be satisfied with it. That's the most important.
And that's a good.
Yeah.
Good
So,
way to look at it.
So
let's see. This is Gen Con. What else are you doing the rest of the year? Do you have the
this is it. We're doing the box sets and the rule book.
No, I meant for conventions.
Oh, for conventions. I don't know. What are we doing?
We're doing a couple local stuff in local stores.
We're doing some local, stuff like
we've got
demo games.
And local is Chicago.
Yes.
And we also have another guy, Brian. Hi, Brian.
Yeah.
He's not.
Thanks for
he's not
coming.
here with us.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, your
Showing
kids
up.
are important.
They got babysitters here, Brian.
Yeah.
Do they have a childcare room? See, people told me.
They're little. They're very small. We'd have to be in the
How very small are his kids?
Like 2 and like 4.
Not
yeah, that's a little bit much, maybe.
yeah. Well, it's.
Either.
I think we don't.
We can bicker about this for the rest of the interview.
For the rest of the 14 minutes.
I want to talk about how bad Blade Runner is going to be if they remake it. Actually, but
Well, it depends on
we
who's
can
gonna
talk
make
about
it.
that later, I guess.
You guys.
Do you have anything else for us? Okay,
What
you had
else
a
do you
question.
want to share?
Well, yeah, I guess the reason we're not going to do anything else convention-wise or really public-wise, and we had a very small thing here. We were just basically hanging out.
Well, that's yours.
It's the president.
I thought maybe it was my camera talking to me.
It's bat phone. Anyway, I'll finish this up.
That works.
Yeah. So because we're trying to finish the book so bad, we just need to get it done, and it's our first product. So.
Okay.
Thanks, man.
Matt Lemke with Matt Sears and Anton, who's over there.
Yeah, and
Very
then
important phone call.
Brian's 180 miles that way.
From, I'm guessing, his wife. No. From Gen Con 2012. Thank you.
Is this the worst interview you've done?